Welcome to the Tennis Warehouse racket review of the 2024 Head Boom Pro. Updated for 2024, the Head Boom Pro is the heaviest, most stable member in the family and comes fully loaded with power and spin. With 98 square inches and an open 16 by 19 string pattern, it offers a bit more control than the MP, and thanks to Auxetic 2 and a slightly softer beam stiffness, this update has outstanding feel. Definitely a racket to add to the demo list if you're looking to demolish your opponents with sheer power and spin. This playtest automatically goes into the fun category for me. It was a seamless transition from the previous version, but with my longer length kind of stroke style, I have a tendency to struggle with head shapes that are a little bit wider at the top of the hoop, similar to that V-core from Yonex, and I feel like I have to change my stroke a little bit, make it a little more spinny, dip my shots a little bit more to really get what I want out of this racket. While I didn't feel always connected to my shot, I did find that if I took some of my pace away, I could hit a consistent shot, which made this racket become a really fun one for me to teach with. And I also really leaned into that added power and spin with my serves. I've kind of gone into this only first serves kind of mode, and I just like to blast the ball as hard as I can lately for first and second serves, and this racket allowed me to do just that. Plus, it was super forgiving at the net, very maneuverable for me, still stable as well. And it reminds me that there's so many rackets in Head's lineup that really have that controlled power that I'm looking for. This one is gonna be a great one though for someone who really likes to accelerate through their shots or is looking for even more added spin and power.
Had a lot of fun tapping into the spin with this racket. From the baseline, I was hitting some really nice loopy shots. I'm not a huge topspin player, but this racket definitely encouraged me to do that. I thought the Boom Pro had enough stability too as well, so it helped me drive through the ball. So I was hitting a decently heavy ball, especially when I got lined up, got my feet nice and set. Easy racket to hit angles with, and I really liked it on my backhand slice as well, and that's an important shot for me, and a racket works there. It's usually working for the rest of my ground strokes too. Up at net, it's very fast and maneuverable. Felt like I had good touch, good precision with it. The one area where I struggled was on serve, and just wasn't getting much shape on my serve. I really had to work to shape the ball, and what I did though was I tried the racket strung at a lower tension, so it was at 52, dropped it down to 48, and at 48 pounds, I was getting the rotation on the ball, I was getting the height over the net and the dip in the court. So all that required was just a slight modification to the string setup, and I was good to go. And then from then on, really enjoyed this playtest, fun racket for me.
I had made the switch to the first generation of the Boom Pro a couple of years ago. Prior to that, I had been playing with some extended length frames. I had a very easy transition. I have since transitioned back to an extended length frame, and now back to this playtest. It is still an easy transition, and I'm gonna reflect a little bit what Michelle said about the head shape. I'll look at it at a slightly different angle. What I discovered from playing with longer than standard frames and then going to the Boom Pro is that slight flare, a little bit extra width out towards the tip. It feels like it orients the sweet spot out towards the tip. So I was getting really good leverage, easy pop and power. I mean, along with a 310 gram frame, and you've got a firm layup, a graphite, open pattern, shot depth was very easy to come by. Boom Pro, I could easily launch it a little bit long, so I was trying to utilize spin to bring the ball down. But overall, just a great all-court racket. The open pattern is tight enough to where I'd say it still complements the backhand slice, keeps it low and linear. Just overall, a great play test in the second generation of this frame. You know, the beam width didn't change. I think it's like a 22.5 and a 22. And again, at about 11.5 with a swing weight in the mid 320s, this was just a great play test, all-court racket for me.
Like the other playtesters mentioned, this update to the Boom Pro, I think if you're a user of it or have tried it before, this one will be a really easy transition. I think if anything, maybe just a slight subtle difference in feel, maybe just a little bit firmer, but with that stiffness, gives it easy power, but still pretty good comfort because of the dampening, the Auxetic 2.0. I felt like it still made for a pretty comfortable plush ride, big sweet spot. For me, this racket does make sense in all of the Head racket lineups. For a 98 square inch, this one really is all about the power for me. Typically speaking, I'm more of a fan of a traditional player's frame like a Prestige Pro. And I think out of all the Head rackets, the Radical Pro is my favorite in stock form. This one here still gave me good control and precision from that 98 head size. Pretty easy spin, but not as spin friendly to me as the Extreme Tour, but really all about easy power, easy maneuverability. I really liked it on serve. just getting easy pop, good on spin serves, and from the baseline, I felt like I could do a variety of things, really versatile, and there was still enough control from that 98 head size for me to feel confident in attacking. I think really the only thing is I might add a little bit of weight around the 3 and 9, get a little more swing weight, but this is definitely a fun play test. For this review, we tried a variety of head poly strings, including Hawk Touch, Hawk Power, Lynx, and Lynx Tour, right at about 52 pounds. For more information on this racket or anything tennis related, be sure to head to Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.